Thank you all for coming for this very important meeting. What's this meeting about, Mothra? Yeah, what's this meeting about? It's about Legendary. He's been acting kind of strange lately. Mostly he's just keeping it to himself. What Doug said. What did he say exactly? Because remember, I'm still a robot. Doug said that Legendary has been basically avoiding everyone lately. And not to mention, he's saying, quote, I'm going to have my revenge one way or another. Revenge? Revenge on what? Revenge on who? King Ghidorah? No, he's dead, remember? Legendary killed him back in 2019. Widow Prime? Killed him back in 2014. So, if it's none of those two, then who? That's why I gathered you all here. I don't know exactly what happened, but clearly something happened to Legendary, because he wasn't always like this before. I've known Legendary for years, and yeah, because you're his ex-girlfriend. Really, T-Mat? Is that really necessary? I mean, to be fair, Mothra, you were a crappy queen. Like a really crappy queen. She's got a point. You kind of were a crappy queen. Okay, for starters, when did we had a Gamera here? Super Final Wars is using me because, well, I look something that's closely identical to a Monsterverse Gamera. So, yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Anyways, Mothra, continue. I've known Legendary for years, and it's not like him to act like that, you know? He normally just talks to us and hangs out with us, but now, he's just being quiet. He's acting strange. I don't know what happened to him, but clearly he's not himself, which is why I gathered all of you here. So, does anyone know what is going on with Legendary? I do know something. It happened 14 years ago. The year was 2010. Legendary said he had to go fight a kaiju that was destroying San Francisco. Again? Why is it always San Francisco? Ever since 2014, that has become a hotspot for kaiju attacks. I don't know. Anyways, he came back, and he looked pretty, well, how do I say it? Angry. He came back angry, and he was all battered up and bruised. And he had like a broken foot or something. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was when Legendary started to take things a bit more seriously. He said that he encountered a kaiju that looked something a bit more like him, but it was different. Tell me, Rodan. Yeah, tell us. Well, this is what Legendary told me. Flashback. Ugh. Legendary, what happened to you? once I got defeated. How? They're like the strongest kaiju of them all. Who could possibly beat you? Someone who looks like me? Wait, what? You're not gonna believe this, Rodan. But I encountered another member, well, I encountered a creature that looks like me. What? He was on this island, I think it was called Odo Island, I think. But he just got done destroying San Francisco. And I swear, when I first saw him, he looked exactly like me. Except there was something different about him. He had white dorsal spines, and he was somewhat of a grayish color-ish. I never seen anything like it. But he was more dinosaur-like. Like his overall appearance was more like of a dinosaur rather than a Titanus Gojira, which is what I am. I asked if he was a Titanus Gojira, and he said that he wasn't. He said that he's a Godzilla-saurus or something like that. Godzilla-saurus. Oh, I know those guys. Wait, you do, Rodan? Yeah, they're like creatures that look like a Godzilla. Well, a Titanus Gojira, but they're smaller. They don't have the atomic abilities that your kind has. But they're basically like you, but the size of a dinosaur. They stand at a height of 15 meters. Which is actually pretty freaking big. But yeah. You encountered a Godzillasaurus, Legendary. You didn't encounter another Titanus Gojira. You encountered a Godzillasaurus. But how is that possible? Godzillasaurus don't get that big. What's their maximum size? Somewhere around the same size as an adult sauropod? Which sauropod are we talking about? Like a Titanosaur or something like that? Something like that, yeah. I would say something close to the same size as a Brachiosaur or an Argentinosaurus. One of those two. One of those two. Well, he mentioned that his grandfather, was mutated by the nuclear bombs of 1954. Which was ironic because I got hit by a nuclear bomb in 1954. Was he in the same area that I was? How did I not notice him? I don't know. Because we're probably too busy consuming all that radiation that the bomb emitted it. Apparently not all of it was enough to turn his grandfather into a heavily mutated Godzilla. He mentioned that his father met a similar fate, but he grew to 100 meters. Or something like that. But he died in 1995, and ever since then he took his place took his father's place. He used to defend humans, but now he no longer doesn't. Why? Because he views them as a threat to the planet. I mean, he's not wrong, Godzilla, Legendary. What do you mean he's not wrong? I mean, think about it. Monarch has built several outposts all over the world. Containment domes for kaiju. And they have the option to kill those kaiju. Whoever that guy was, Legendary, he's not wrong. Humanity is becoming a threat. One of these days, they're going to betray us. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to start another war. I mean, we all seen what the humans were capable of, right? Look, I'll figure something out. I need to rest. You need anything? Yes, a drink, please. Alright. And that's what happened. Whoa. So, there's an actual kaiju that looks like a Titanis Gojira. I thought it was all a myth. Well, Zilla Jr. does look like a Titanis Gojira, but he doesn't really. He just kind of looks like a iguana. Yeah, iguana. Be lucky that he's not here, because otherwise he would freaking go crazy on you. Don't remind me. The last time I said that, I was in the hospital for months. Did he explain on how the fight went down? He unintentionally offended the guy by saying that his father deserved to die or something like that. And that guy literally went batshit crazy on the guy on Legendary. Seriously? Yeah, he went crazy on the guy on Legendary. He beat up Legendary so bad that he ended up pushing him over a cliff, which was the result of him breaking his foot. How in the world is that possible? Are mutated monsters more powerful than... Are mutated kaiju more powerful than nature kaiju? It could be possible. I mean, it's definitely a possibility. Plus, it just depends on how much energy they consume. You mentioned that he destroyed a city, correct? Most likely he absorbed all the nuclear energy that was in that city. So that could explain why Legendary lost. Radiation does make Titanis Gojira stronger, and apparently Godzillosauruses as well. Maybe they share a lot more in common than we think. Agreed.